Hey everyone, in today's video I wanted to do a fall time makeup look, and this is the way the makeup turned out. You're gonna have to stay tuned to hear my thoughts. I did use both new products and some older products. There are some products that I haven't been able to try and I wanted to go ahead and try out on camera with you guys. But before we get into today's video, if you're new here, hi, my name is April. I hope that you would consider subscribing to my channel, and if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'm gonna start with my eyes. I already primed my eyelids and I just used the GERARD Cosmetics Clean Canvas Eye Base. I think that's what it's called. I should know this because I absolutely love this primer. I'm almost done with this one and I've gone through maybe 4 of these already, and I have a couple in my backup drawer already, so ready for me to use them. But that is what I have on my eyelids, and then I just have my skincare. But like I said, I will have all the stuff that I use in today's video down in the description box. So for eyeshadow, we are going to use this Anastasia Beverly Hills Embers eyeshadow palette. This is what it looks like. It has the shade names and all that, but it's hard to tell because it's on a clear paper sticker, and then the writing is black, so it's really hard to tell. But anyways, that is what the color story looks like. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with this shade, then this shade, and then I'm going to use the green, and then maybe one of these lighter shimmers in the inner part of my eyelid, and then I might use this orange one on the lower lash line. I'm not sure how much use I'm going to get out of this blue because I don't love blue, but that is what I'm going to do for my eyeshadow look. I'm going to speed this part up, and then once I have my eye look, I will come back and we will talk about this eyeshadow. Okay, this is what the eyeshadow is looking like. I really do like the way it came out. The only thing I'll say is, well, there's a couple things I want to say. This shade right here is much more pigmented than I thought it was gonna be. When I first went in, I barely tapped my brush in there and I thought I was gonna get just a soft color. It was a little bit darker than I expected, so just be careful. But I did go in once I had this shade on, and then the next dark shade in the outer corner, I did go in with a clean brush and I just got some translucent powder and I just cleaned it up a little bit, and that works. So yeah, so I went in with this one first, and then I added this one in the outer corner, and I just started to bring it in a little bit once I had most of the eyeshadow at the outer corner. And then I did go in with my fingers with this green one first. I just practically put that all over my eyelid, and then I did go in with this lighter shade in the inner part with my finger as well. Very pigmented. I'm surprised I didn't need a brush or any spray to make it pop. It definitely did it with just a finger, so that I really do like. And then there was quite a bit of kick up in the pan, but wasn't too much like some palettes that I get. Some palettes that I get have a lot of kick up. This was, I would say, mid-range, so I just wanted to go ahead and point that out. But we will come back to this palette for the lower lash line. Now let's go ahead and get into the face. I do want to put a primer on. For that, I'm going to just go ahead and put this Glow Recipe Strawberry BHA Pore Smooth Blur Drops. I'm trying to finish this up, so that is why I want to go ahead and put this on. And then for foundation, I am going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is the Impeccable foundation, I believe. Yeah, Impeccable Blurring Second Skin. I have mine in 1.5N. I'm not sure if this is going to be too light or too dark for me. We will see. And then I do want to mix it in a little bit with the One Size B12 Base Thinner. I think I've used this combo before, but I just want to go ahead and throw that on, mix it in with each other, sorry. So let me go ahead and put this primer on real quick. Now that I have the one size base in mixed with the foundation, I'm just mixing it with my finger, and then I'm going to dot it with my hand. Well, I'm going to dot the foundation onto my skin, and then I'm going to use a sponge just because that's what I feel like using today. I don't feel like going in with a brush. So I think I'm going to just use that much for now, and then I'm going to go ahead and put this on. It's a little bit too light for me, but we'll make it work with with bronzer. I did put on some cream bronzer off camera just because I used one that you can't get no more. It is from Tarte, and it's from the this, I don't know, it was from this collection, and the color Seashells. I'm trying to use it up, so that is why I went ahead and used it. And so now I'm going to go ahead and just put some concealer. I am going to use the Pat McGrath concealer. I am trying to use this one up as well. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfecting Concealer, and this is in the color L5. I do have quite a bit of darkness today. I woke up really tired this morning, so I'm going to probably put more than I would usually put on. I mainly have it right here in the inner corner, but I'm just gonna put a little bit right here, right here, right here, and then in the bridge of my nose just a little bit, just because I did put bronzer on my nose already. So then I'm gonna go ahead and just get my my sponge, and I'm just gonna start blending this out, starting with everything and then doing my under eyes last, so that way the concealer could stay on a little bit longer. Okay, concealer is blended out. This is what everything is looking like, and I will say I am loving the way everything is looking, especially the eyeshadow look. So let's go ahead and move on. Before I put on powder, I do want to try this cream blush, and this is from Rode, and this is a pocket blush. I do have two shades, but the shade that I'm going to use today is Toasted Teddy. I am so excited to try this blush out finally. I've been dying to use this. That is what the color looks like, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go directly with a brush onto the product and then tap it. I am gonna probably add more, depending on how pigmented this is, on top of the powder, just because normally when I use a cream or liquid blush, I like to put it on top of a set face already. That's just how I prefer to put my blush. Oh, this is pigmented. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing that I use for my foundation, and I'm just going to get that excess. A little bit does go a very long way. As you can tell, I did take most of it off. Sorry about that. I had to jump off camera real quick because I got a phone call from my husband. So this is what it looks like. It definitely looks very pretty. I'm just going to get my sponge and just tap it just a little bit just to tone it down. Yeah, that works. But I do like the way that looks. Wow, that is beautiful. I love that. And then I'm gonna go on the bridge of my nose. Wow. I'm so glad that this makeup is turning out really nice. Trying to figure out where I want to put my powder because looks really nice. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some mainly underneath my eyes, so that way it doesn't crease as much, and then maybe just a little bit everywhere else. I don't know, we will see. But for powder, I am going to use the GLAMLITE Bake and Set translucent powder. I have absolutely been loving this powder. I don't think I've talked about this enough on my channel. I think I maybe mentioned it once or twice, but this is definitely not new. It is newer to me, but yeah, this just looks really beautiful on the face. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to use a powder puff since I already have it here in front of me. What I would like to do is I just like to get the powder with my puff and then tap it out on my hand and then go on to the face, just because I don't want to get too much powder. So that is what I'm going to do, but I'm going to make sure I don't have any creasing, and then we'll put the powder on. Okay, powder is on. So what I did was I mainly put it underneath my eyes and in the center, and then whatever I had left on the powder puff, I just tapped it on the rest of my face. So I didn't go in with no additional powder, and this is what it's looking like. So now let's go ahead and put some powder bronzer. I have been loving this bronzer. This is the VANGO bronzer. It's called the soft blurring bronzer. I have it in straightforward. Like I said, have been using this and loving it. So this isn't new. I have been using this for a couple weeks now, but I did want to go ahead and put this on. Now it says it's a soft blurring bronzer. So far I haven't really could tell, but it is really pretty on the skin. So what I like to do is I like to just go in with the Refer number 5. This is the best brush for this product. It does have a little bit of kick up, but nothing crazy. And then what I like to do is, instead of swiping, especially on the cheeks, I just like to press it in my cheekbones like this, and then I'll swipe on like the forehead area. But right here, I just basically tap and press it in, and that is what it looks like. I'll probably go in with a little bit more blush. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, it's just a really beautiful bronzer. And then whatever's left on the brush, I'll bring it down to the neck. Yeah, you don't need a lot of this. A little bit does go a very long way. Absolutely love this. And then what I like to do next is I'll go in with the clean dual fiber brush, just like this, and I'll go ahead and just blend out the bronzer so that way it doesn't look too harsh on my skin. Oops, I almost lost this brush. So now let's go ahead and put on some highlighter, and then once I have highlighter on, I'm gonna jump off camera and I'm gonna do my eyebrows and mascara. For eyebrows, I am gonna use the L'Oreal brow lamination 24-hour, just like it looks like this. It's a clear brow gel. And then for eyelashes, I'm gonna use the Essence Lash Without Limits Extreme Lengthening and Voluming mascara. I absolutely love this mascara. So let's go ahead and put on some highlighter. For highlighter, I am going to use this NARS Light Reflecting Luminizing Powder. This is new to me. I haven't used this one yet. I did get it in the color Electra, and I've heard so many good things about this highlighter. I'm so excited to finally be able to use it today. That is what the packaging looks like. It's gonna get really messy. And then hopefully this isn't too light or too dark. That is what the color looks like. That looks beautiful. Do I want to set my face first? Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna go ahead and do. Let me go ahead and put some setting spray on first. For setting spray, I'm just gonna use this Anastasia Impeccable setting spray. Just looks like this. I just have the mini. This one is not my favorite. I kind of feel like it doesn't really blur my face like it says it will. But let me just go ahead and spray. It does have a smell to it, just a little bit, but nothing crazy. Go ahead and fan it a little bit. Let me go ahead and look to see if it left any like watermarks. It kind of did a little bit. So I'm gonna use a clean part of the this thing, I forgot what it's called, and just tap it in. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, now we could go in with highlighter. Let me go ahead and grab a brush. What kind of brush do I want to use for this? There was a specific, oh, right here, right in front of you, April. I want to use this brush. This is the Real Technique setting brush. The 402 just looks like this. You could use this for whatever. I use this for both highlighter and for setting my under eyes, but we're going to use this for highlighter today, and I'm just going to get some on here and then put it on. That is what it looks like. Kind of looks glittery to me. Let me get another mirror so I could see better because I can't see out of that mirror. Let's go ahead and put it in the brow bone as well. What do you think? That is really pretty. It's pretty, but it kind of looks like it has glitter. Okay, I take back what I said about this highlighter. This is not glittery. It was my eyes playing tricks on me. This is a really beautiful highlighter. It looks more wet on the skin now that I'm looking at it and I was able to look at it better. This is a very beautiful highlighter. I am happy with the way it turned out. So I did do a couple things off camera. I did go ahead and I put the orange shade, like I said I was, this one right here in the middle, in the lower lash line. I just used a pencil brush. I used the one from BK Beauty. This is the 207, and I just put it underneath. And then I did put this color right here. I tried to use it as an inner corner and it was a little bit too dark, so I just added the NARS highlighter on top, and that is what I got. I'm trying to think what else. I think that was it for this one. And then I did, like I said, put on mascara and my brows. And then I did go ahead and I added a eyeliner in the water lash line. I just went ahead and I used this VANGO Longwear eyeliner. This is a gel eyeliner. This is in the color Use Your Own Judgment, and I just put it in the bottom and upper lash water line. Sorry, I don't know why I cannot speak right now. But yeah, that is what I used for that. And now we just have lips. But before I do lips, I don't know why it looks funky. I'm gonna have to fix that right there. On camera it looks funky, but in person it doesn't. Before we do lips though, I do want to add just a little bit of this Morphe. This is the GLAMLITE Soft Glow Veil. This is in the color Dawn, and it just looks like this. I absolutely love this product. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a powder brush. I'm going to use the Sigma Soft Sculpt F11. I'm just going to get a little bit of the product in my brush, and then I'm just going to put it mainly on the forehead, my chin, and maybe a little bit right here, maybe on the nose, and just like that, just very, very little. I just want to give it a little bit of luminosity. I don't want it to look too powdery, which it's not looking powdery at all, but I just wanted to throw this on. It's a product that I absolutely love, and I haven't used it in a while because it's sitting in another drawer. But yeah, so that is what that looks like. I absolutely love, love, love the way this looks. Now let's go ahead and finish with lips. For lips, this isn't new, but it is new to me. I did pick up these products during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in Cool Brown. Just looks like this. I'll go ahead and swatch it. That's what the color looks like. And then I'm going to top it off with, again, Anastasia Beverly Hills. Wow, we used a lot of Anastasia Beverly Hills products today, huh? I didn't even mean to do that. Sorry, guys. That's just how it worked. But I did pick up another one of these lip velvets in the color Cool Brown as well. I do have one of these in my collection already, and I absolutely love it. And then for the lip liners, I have quite a few of these already. So that is what it looks like. I felt like these two would go good together, and since they're called the same thing, why not? So let me go ahead, line my lips. I can't talk when I'm doing this, so let me do that, and then I'll top it off with this lipstick or lip velvet. Wow, this lip liner is really creamy for some reason. I don't know if it's the lip product, well, the lip thing that I have underneath. I didn't take all of it off. I had the, what did I have on? The Laneige sleeping mask. I had that on and I didn't wipe it off completely, so it could be the reason why it was more creamy than usual. but that is what the color looks like. Now let's go ahead and top it off with this lip velvet. I wish the lip liner was a little bit more darker, but that's okay. Oh, the lipstick is darker actually. Okay. Ooh, I love the way this looks. Okay, so this is what the look is looking like. I will say for the lips, I feel like the lip mask that I have underneath is messing up these lip products because they went on not the way I remember them going on or the way they usually go on. So I'm gonna have to fix that off camera, but regardless, I still like them. But yeah, this is what the final face is looking like. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm actually gonna get myself together. I'm gonna fix my hair and then I'll come back and I'll give you guys my final thoughts. But yeah, this is what I wanted to go ahead and show you guys, so I will be right back. Okay guys, I am back. Let's wrap up this video. Overall, like I've said many times in this video, I love the way this look turned out. I will try to pop a picture somewhere on the screen on how everything looks, including my outfit. We are gonna go somewhere today, so I will show you guys if I can what it looks like. But it just looks very, very pretty, very fall. I love it. So let me go over the products that I used in today's video. I'm only going to go over the new products that I tried in today's video, starting with the eyeshadow palette. This is beautiful. I love the way the eye look turned out. This palette was easy to work with. There was a little bit of kick up, but nothing that I can't get over. I do wish there were some lighter matte shades in here. Other than that, beautiful palette, easy to work with. The shimmers, I didn't have to use no glitter glue or no spray my brush, anything like that. I just went directly with the finger and it worked out beautifully for me. I don't know why this edge right here is looking so crazy on camera. In person, it doesn't look like that. It's just throwing me off. But yeah, this eyeshadow palette I really, really love so far. The bronzer from VANGO, you guys already know, I've mentioned I absolutely have been loving this bronzer. I like the way it looks, not too pigmented, not too much, just right. The highlighter from NARS, another great product. It was pretty. It doesn't look glittery or anything like that like I thought it did. It just looks wet on the skin. But yeah, that is really pretty. And then the blush, I do like a little bit, does go a long way, but I feel like I could use some more blush. I don't know, I love blush. So this, I do like it. I have to play with it some more though, but so far so good. And then the lip products, I already know I love these formula as it is already, but the color looks really, really pretty. It's not as dark as I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay because the eyes are already dark enough. But yeah, that is what it's looking like, and so far so good. But these are all the products that I tried in today's video that I love, and this is my fall time makeup look. What do we think? Let me know in the comments down below. I would definitely love to hear your guys' thought. But that is it for me today. Let me give you guys one last reminder. If you're not already subscribed, I would love if you would subscribe to my channel. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.